In the depths of the azure waters off the coast of Lagos, Nigeria, lived a young mermaid named Adanna. Her tail shimmered with scales of gold and emerald, and her voice was said to be so beautiful it could calm the fiercest storms. Adanna was not like other mermaids. She possessed a rare magic that allowed her to manipulate the currents and communicate with all sea creatures. Despite her extraordinary gifts, Adanna felt a deep longing in her heart. She was fascinated by the world above the waves, often swimming close to the shore to watch the humans on the beach. One day, as she peered through the mist, she saw a young man walking along the sand. He was tall and handsome, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. Adanna's heart skipped a beat. The young man was Prince Shola, heir to the throne of Lagos. He often escaped the pressures of royal life by taking solitary walks on the beach. Unaware of Adanna's presence, Shola sat on a rock and gazed out at the sea, lost in thought. Adanna watched him, mesmerized. She had never felt this way before. She longed to speak to him, to know more about his world. But how could a mermaid and a human ever be together? That night, Adanna swam to the coral caves where the ancient sea witch, Mama Yemoja, lived. "I want to become human," Adanna declared. "I have fallen in love with a prince from the land." Mama Yemoja looked at Adanna with wise, knowing eyes. "Child, the magic to transform you exists, but it comes at a great price. You must give up your voice, and if the prince does not fall in love with you within 7 days, you will turn to sea foam." Adanna hesitated, but the image of Prince Shola's kind face stilled her resolve. "I accept the terms," she said firmly. With a wave of her hand, Mama Yemoja cast the spell. Pain shot through Adanna's tail as it split in 2 legs. She felt her voice leave her body in a shimmer of light. As the transformation completed, Adanna found herself washed up on the shore, naked and unable to speak. By chance, Prince Shola was taking his morning walk when he found Adanna on the beach. Concerned for the mysterious, beautiful woman, he wrapped her in his cloak and took her to the palace. Over the next few days, Adanna tried to communicate with Shola through gestures and expressions. Though she couldn't speak, her eyes conveyed a depth of emotion that intrigued the prince. He found himself drawn to her, spending more and more time in her company. Shola showed Adanna his world, the bustling markets, the grand palace, the lush gardens. Adanna was fascinated by everything she saw, her wonder and joy evident in every smile and wide-eyed look. Shola found her enthusiasm infectious, and he began to see his kingdom through new eyes. As the days passed, Shola and Adanna grew closer. They spent long hours walking on the beach, and Shola found himself opening up to her in ways he never had with anyone else. He told her of the pressures of being a prince, his fears of not being a good leader, his dreams for his people. Adanna listened with understanding and compassion. Though she couldn't speak, she found ways to comfort and encourage Shola. She would squeeze his hand reassuringly or draw pictures in the sand to make him laugh. But as the 7th day approached, Adanna grew anxious. Shola clearly cared for her, but did he love her? And how could she tell him the truth about who she really was? On the evening of the 6th day, Shola took Adanna out on a boat to watch the sunset. As they floated on the gentle waves, Shola looked into Adanna's eyes and said, "I've never met anyone like you. You've brought so much joy and wonder into my life. I think I'm falling in love with you." Adanna's heart soared, but at that moment, a violent storm arose out of nowhere. The boat capsized, throwing them both into the churning sea. Shola, struggling against the waves, began to sink. Without hesitation, Adanna dove into the water. The moment her body touched the sea, her legs transformed back into her mermaid tail. Her voice returned in a rush, and she used her magic to calm the waters and bring Shola safely to shore. As Shola regained consciousness on the beach, he saw Adanna in her true form, a beautiful mermaid with a shimmering tail. You're a mermaid, he gasped in disbelief. Adanna, now able to speak, quickly explained everything, her magic, the spell, and her love for him. I gave up my voice and my life in the sea for a chance to be with you, she said softly. Shola was silent for a long moment, processing everything he had heard. Then, to Adanna's surprise, he smiled. I fell in love with you for who you are, your kindness, your wonder, your bravery. Whether you have legs or fins doesn't change that. As the sun rose on the seventh day, Mama Yomoja appeared in a swirl of sea foam. She smiled at the couple and said, "True love has been found. Adanna, you may now choose, the sea or the land." Adanna looked at Shola, then at the ocean she had always called home. With a deep breath, she made her decision. "I choose both," she said firmly. "I want to be a bridge between our worlds." Mama Yomoja nodded approvingly. With a wave of her hand, she granted Adanna the ability to switch between her human and mermaid forms at will. And so, Adanna and Shola began their life together. Adanna became a beloved princess of Lagos, using her magic to help the kingdom prosper. She acted as an ambassador between the land and sea, promoting harmony and understanding between the two worlds. Shola and Adanna's love story became a legend, a tale of two worlds brought together by love, understanding, and a little bit of magic. They proved that with courage and an open heart, even the most impossible dreams can come true. As they stood on the beach, watching the waves crash against the shore, Shola squeezed Adanna's hand. "Fins or feet," he said with a smile, "I'm just glad you're by my side." Adanna's laugh rang out, as magical and beautiful as ever. "Always," she replied, "in this world and beyond."